The history of Valentine's Day. Every February across the country, candy, flowers and gifts are exchanged between loved ones, all in the name of Saint Valentine. But who is this mysterious saint, and why do we celebrate this holiday? Well, the story of Valentine's Day began during the peak of the Roman Empire, which held a festival every February. This Lupercian festival was held in honor of the god of fertility, and during the festivities, young men would get to choose their mate. At the time, marriage was a common occurrence, but when Claudius became emperor, he changed all of that. He feared that men would refuse their duty to fight because they would not want to leave their wives behind. Therefore, he outlawed all marriages. However, young couples still fell in love and still wished to marry, so they took these desires to the Catholic Bishop Valentine, who, understanding love, began to secretly marry couples. When Claudius found out, he had Valentine arrested and sentenced to death. While waiting in jail, Valentine began exchanging letters with the jailer's daughter and soon fell in love with her. The day he was to be beheaded, he wrote her one last note and signed it, "From your Valentine." And this has become an expression still used today. Valentine's Day was originally created as a substitute because in the 5th century AD, the Catholic Church attempted to get rid of the common pagan fertility ritual that had been taking place since the 4th century BC. February the 15th was a holiday known as the Feast of Lupercalis and was celebrated to honor Faunus, a Roman pastoral god. Every year the Romans celebrated a young man's rite of passage to the god Lupercus by holding a lottery in mid-February in which the young men would draw the names of the teenage girls from a box. The girl would then be his sexual partner during the remaining year. After the year was over, another lottery was held. Often the lady would receive a gift or a greeting in the name of Juno, a Roman goddess. In 496 AD, Pope Gelasius outlawed the pagan Lupercian festival. Instead of the pagan god Lupercus, the church desired to find a suitable patron saint of love to take his place. They found an appropriate choice in the noble Saint Valentine and marked February the 14th as a celebration in honor of his martyrdom for the cause of love. This then became a time for men to give the women that they were fond of messages of love. Later, during the Middle Ages, it was commonly believed in France and England that February the 14th was the beginning of birds' mating season. This also added to the idea that the middle of February, Valentine's Day, should be a day for romance. The origins of the Cupid can also be traced back to the days of the Roman Empire. The small, almost childlike figure with wings and a bow and arrow shows on many Valentine's cards and is a figure taken from Greek mythology. Cupid is known as Aphrodite's son, Eros, or the son of the Roman goddess of love. In Great Britain, Valentine's Day began to be popularly celebrated around the 17th century. By the middle of the 18th century, it was common for friends and lovers in all social classes to exchange small tokens of affection or handwritten notes. By the end of the century, printed cards began to replace written letters due to improvements in printing technology. Cheaper postage rates also contributed to an increase in the popularity of sending Valentine's Day greetings. According to the Greeting Card Association, an estimated 1 billion Valentine's cards are sent each year, making Valentine's Day the second largest card-sending holiday of the year. In addition to the UK, Valentine's Day is celebrated in the United States, Canada, Mexico, France, and Australia.